Hello, my name's Henry O'Donnell. I'm project manager here at Inishowen Uplands EIP. We're in the very northwest corner of Ireland here. Um, our project's ultimate aim is to increase farm profitability to ensure that the farming activity that is carried out is contributing to overall household income and not a drain on it. In addition, we intend to demonstrate that this can be achieved in tandem with delivering on climate change, biodiversity, and water quality. Next slide, please. Um, to summarize, we have divided our project into five measures. The whole basis for these measures is that these are measures that deliver financially and economically for farmers while having the dual purpose of delivering on climate change, water quality, and biodiversity. We felt that there shouldn't be a compromise between the two, and that farmers had been forced before now with environmental actions or environmental schemes that they felt they had to join to receive the income from them, and they didn't perceive much benefit to themselves or to the environment. So the five measures we have developed here is the reintroduction of cattle onto the uplands. Firstly, traditionally this is something that would have occurred in Inishowen. We have a very basic principle for it from a farmer's point of view. It's an additional grazing platform for a farmer that hasn't been using the uplands in recent years for cattle. We're basing this measure on the scientific knowledge that cattle and sheep grazing together are beneficial. We're also improving habitats on the uplands, and we're actually improving areas that have been undergrazed due to various schemes in the last few years that have reduced the sheep numbers. The cattle are a non-selective grazer to improve the quality of the swards so that sheep will actually come back into areas that have been undergrazed. Um, our next measure on the farm is the introduction of diverse swards or herbal lays. A lot of farmers in Inishowen have low nitrogen fertilizer usage, and we felt they have been given very poor advice in recent times, telling them to reseed with perennial ryegrass and use more nitrogen fertilizer, which didn't fit into their system. So diverse swards are a low input system, which are extremely productive, and even our preliminary results are showing excellent animal performance. They also have huge implications for water infiltration and carbon storage in soils, and are actually proven to have anthelmintic properties as well. On a similar vein, our third measure is the introduction of red clover swards for fodder conservation, which is lifted really from the organic farming model. Again, a very low input system producing a high quality 16% protein feed, which we hope will replace imported grains, which have a huge carbon footprint, and reduce farmers' costs in trying to finish animals. Um, Agroforestry is our fourth measure. You may say there is already agroforestry schemes available to farmers in Ireland. We would contend that the problem with the current schemes is that their objective is to end up with a forest on the farm. Our measure has the objective of having lots of trees on the farm strategically located that are beneficial to the current livestock practices on the farm and are beneficial for water quality, for biodiversity, for soil structure, for water infiltration. So, and what we really want to get away from is the conversation that's been had in recent times where farmers have to plant a hectare of trees and basically close the gate and forget about it as agricultural land. We want trees all over the farm, serving different purposes and complementing the existing agricultural activity and not replacing it. Lastly, we have introduced onto our 25 participant farms that every farm has to have at least one pond. The obvious purposes of ponds would be for biodiversity. What we want to do here is open up the whole conversation of water quality on the farm, for flood mitigation, for nutrient capture, for silt capture, and the whole landscape basis of managing water on the farm. So that's a summary of our 5 measures. Next slide, please.
30 seconds, Henry, please.
That's fine. As I have mentioned, current environmental schemes were not delivering or are not delivering for farmers or the environment, and are seen as income support and more about what you're not allowed to do. And there's no profit from these high cost systems. And we're concerned that farmers, rather than maybe saying they have 30 years experience, can actually have 1 year's experience repeated 30 times. Last slide, please. That we believe our project has delivered measures that deliver economically while without any compromise are delivering on EU objectives on water quality, biodiversity and climate mitigation. And we believe these measures will be adopted by farmers on a large scale with a small amount of encouragement and education. Thank you very much.